Hey there, Son of Peace. How's it going? Henry here. Today, let's go over the neck protocol. So the other day, I did a video on thyroid protocol. This is going to be more in depth of the neck. This exam is usually ordered as ultrasound head, neck, soft tissue. For the most part, the neck is just going to be from the mandible down to the supraclavicular region. If the patient has an ultrasound indication for like a scalp lesion, you can focus on just that lesion. But when we're doing the neck, I do the entire neck. The neck is subdivided into 6 sections, with the level 6 being pretty much below the infrahyoid region to the supraclavicular region. Sections 1A and 1B would be the submental and submandibular regions. Pretty much 2, 3, and 4 follow the sternocleidomastoid. And then 5A and 5B are the posterior section, superior and inferior. I'll do another video that goes into much more depth in these segments following the lymph node chains. But for now, let's just go over the protocol. I like to begin midline at the level of the thyroid. Some people like to begin with the region of interest. The most common indication for this exam is going to be a palpable neck mass. And a lot of people like to begin right where that mass is. But I like to do my protocol regardless of where the mass is, the same way each time. Just like if I'm doing an abdomen complete and the indication is kidney stones, I'm going to still start with my left lobe of the liver, how I do all the other exams. For this exam, you'll use the 15 megahertz transducer. I like to bring down the megahertz down to 10, 11, or 12. That's where I like to scan. So midline neck transverse, grayscale image showing the thyroid and 2 carotids there. You can also see a piece of the sternocleidomastoids and the strap muscles. Then I like to put color Doppler. Then I go up to the submental sublingual region. This is a good area, especially if there's a thyroglosal duct cyst. Then I like to go to the right side of the neck and begin right anterior neck sagittal and start taking images at the thyroid, then at the carotid, then at the jugular, and finally at the sternocleidomastoid muscle. In a normal neck, you're going to see some small lymph nodes. They'll be flat, oval shaped. You'll see the fatty hilum. There's one right there. Once I'm done with that, I go transverse on the right side of the neck through the sternocleidomastoid muscle. That's the muscle right there anterior to the CCA and jugular vein. Take a picture there, and then take another picture more inferiorly. I'm done with that. Then I go to the posterior side of the neck. Take a sagittal image superior and inferior. Then take a transverse image. Same thing in those sections there. I like to sweep from inferior to superior or superior to inferior, looking for lesions, any collections, lymph nodes, etc. So once I'm done with that, I go into the submandibular region and I take an image of the submandibular gland. There you can see the submandibular gland is kind of triangular in shape. Take a grayscale image. Then take an image with color Doppler. But here's a sagittal image. You can see the submandibular gland is sagittal, and then on the left side of the image, you can see the mandible. Right. From there, move up posterior to the angle of the jaw, and you'll see the parotid gland. The parotid gland in some people's, depending on the fatty content of the gland, can be a little bit hard to see due to attenuation. Also, the gland is rather large. It's the largest of the salivary glands, so you can always take a panoramic view to get the entire gland in one image. So I like to take a sagittal image there. That's a panoramic image, and also put color Doppler. For the salivary glands, you're putting color Doppler to see if there's any hyperemia, because they can have sialadenitis, which is inflammation of the salivary glands. Most commonly either the parotid or the submandibular. Alright, so that's the parotid there in transverse. And once you're done with the right side, you want to repeat the same steps on the left side.